Hey guys, it's Caitlin, and today I'm going to be filming a video going over my Women's World Cup experience and the things we did, games we saw, and just my overall opinion on the entire trip and tournament. So I'm going to get started going into the video, and I'm going to start by telling you guys what I did every day. Of the final match, sorry, I thought I was getting a phone call, but July 5th was the day of the final match, and that was such a busy day. We got up early in the morning to get ready for the game, and then we were kind of shopping around because I wanted to get some face paint. I had forgotten mine at home, but I wanted to pick some up, but we couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm not really sure if Canada just doesn't have it, or I just went to all the wrong stores, but they didn't have any of the crafting stores, or the, I forgot what, like, we went to a CVS. I forgot what those stores are called. But they didn't have it at grocery stores or, like, the CVS type store that they had by the hotel. So I just couldn't find it anywhere. So we ended up going down to Fan HQ, or not Fan HQ, sorry, the Fan Zone, because we were like, okay, they might have face painting there. Like, I can just get my face painting done there. So we went down there, and they did have face painting, but the line was apparently 2 hours long. So at that point, I was just kind of like, you know what, forget it. I don't need it that badly. I don't want it that badly. So we ended up just doing some of the games that were there. One of the things we did was it's called the Kick Point. And it was basically like one of those virtual, like kind of virtual game, but it was like a goal, and you basically hit the ball as hard as you could, and the game kind of like figured out your speed and whether or not you scored based on like where the goalie was going to be. So basically, before you kicked the ball, there was a screen, and it showed where the goalie was going to dive to. And the idea was to hit it where the goalie wouldn't be. But like, you knew ahead of time where the goalie would be, so the idea was to hit it in a way that you wouldn't hit it to the spot the goalie was going to be in. And you'd get a score based on if you hit it to the right spot or not. And it would calculate the speed in which you kick the ball, and then your total points based on where in the goal you hit the ball. So after that, you got a certificate. This was my certificate. I don't think I got any points at all, because I was going for speed. I wasn't really trying to get points, so I was just hitting the ball as hard as I could. So I got 138, 139, and 167 miles an hour. And that's my certificate. And then I also have my dad's certificate. He actually was going for the target, so he got points, obviously. But, that was one of the games we did. And then after that, we were about, I think an hour and a half to 2 hours from the kickoff. So we went to the stadium, got our tickets scanned, got to our seats. Or no, we didn't get to our seats yet. We checked out what there was, and then we went to the fan shop and kind of looked at what they had, and then we found our seats. My parents went to go get food, and then we all just kind of waited around for the start of the game, and the game was just really cool. First of all, our seats were right next to the tunnel, so we had aisle seats, like so if you're standing like at the very, very top seats of the stadium and look down at the field, we had the left 4 aisle seats. And then the section to our left wasn't a section because it was the tunnel. So we were basically right by the tunnel. And so we were right there when the players came out and when the trophy went in and out and everything like that. So that was really cool. And then our seats were also really close to the field itself. We actually weren't on the side that all the U.S. goals were scored at first, but we still got to see a goal. We got to see the 2 Japanese goals. And that was good enough for us. I mean, obviously just being there was enough. And the entire game was just a really great atmosphere. The crowd was obviously very pro-U.S. There was a lot of American fans there. And the game was just unbelievable. To be winning 3-0, like, or 4-0, I think we were up 4-0, 17 minutes into the game. I'm not 100% sure. But to be winning, like, 4-0, 17 minutes into the game is basically unheard of. And that was just really crazy. At that point, everyone basically knew that we were going to be winning the World Cup, and it was just a matter of waiting for another hour until the game actually ended. But it was just a really great game. The atmosphere was amazing. The crowd was amazing. And then, obviously, after the game, they had, like, the trophy presentation and the medal presentations. And, like, all the specific awards were presented. So, like, Golden Boot, Golden Ball, Golden Glove, Young Player of the Tournament. I think, like, the FIFA Fair Play Team, I think is what that award was called. But they basically just had the presentation of the awards, and then the corner opposite ours. So, like, we were obviously right behind the goal, but to our left, that corner was where, I guess, all the U.S. families were sitting. So, obviously, the players all went over there to celebrate after the game, and they kind of, like, brought the trophy over on that end. But it was just a really great game, really great atmosphere, and everything was just really good. And then after that, we went to... I think after that we went to dinner. I don't remember. But I think after that we went to dinner and then went back to our hotel because we had a really early train? I know you would call it like a flight, but I don't know. I guess we had a really early like train the next day. I don't know if that's the proper way of saying that. But we had an early train to catch the next day. So we ended up going back to our hotel, and that was basically the end of the trip. As I just said, we left the next day pretty early in the morning, so we didn't like go to any parties or really get into any festivities. But the game was such a great atmosphere, and to end the tournament in the U.S. like breaking their, I think it was 16-year spell of not winning the tournament was just really great, and it was a great game, great atmosphere, and a really, really good way to end the whole experience.